The Silverwood, one of the origins of all magic in Witch Hat Atelier. Every witch is taught that it simply exists, a truth you inherit, not one you interrogate. They are wrong, because what it actually is not a blessing. It is a parasite. And the deeper I traced its influence across the manga, the more one horrifying pattern became impossible to ignore. Not because it can turn people into trees, not because it can live inside a human being, but because it may expose a lie at the very foundation of the witch world. Before we go any further, full spoiler warning for Witch Hat Atelier. Here's what the story tells us. The Silverwood grants magic. Without it, no spells could exist. It is ancient, unquestionable, simply accepted as the way things are. But examine what it actually does, who it infects, how it spreads, what it demands in return. The way things are collapses. I have read through every available chapter of this manga more than once. I have traced every reference to the Silverwood back to its earliest appearance in the story. And what the evidence points to is a secret connecting humanity, magic, blood, and the reason certain witches can cast spells they were never supposed to. There's an old poem in Witch Hat Atelier, one of the oldest stories in the whole series. A messenger from the heavens descends to the world. He falls in love with the Silverwood maiden. He gives her magic so she'll never suffer in her cold, harsh world. But she doesn't keep that gift for herself. She looks at the weakest, most fragile creatures in existence and she gives it to them instead. Humanity thus began the age of man. Thus sparked the world of witches. Pause on that for a second. It's a beautiful story. A story about compassion. A story about sharing power with those who have none. A story that sounds almost too perfect. Because the Silverwood we actually meet in the present timeline is nothing like the Silverwood in that legend. As it turns out, Silverwood isn't just a magical tree. It's a living organism, and it's capable of taking root inside people. It waits, it feeds, and eventually it grows. This is exactly what happened to Custas. The wood that rebuilt his legs wasn't just enchanted material. It was a silverwood, a tree capable of turning a human being into its host. And here's the detail that changes everything. The silverwood doesn't grow through fear. It grows through hope. Once the host feels safe, once they finally let their guard down, that's the exact moment the tree starts to spread. Sit with that for a second. In most fantasy stories, hope is what saves you. In Witch Hat Atelier, hope is what lets the parasite consume you. Custas isn't the only host. Kifri eventually admits it himself. He carries a silver wood too. It's the reason for his eye. And suddenly, his strange behavior start to make sense. His secrecy, his obsession with hidden truths, his fear of ever being exposed, that constant, careful emotional restraint. Remember season one's finale? Coco reaches for his face, and he pulls back, sharp and immediate, almost afraid. At the time, it looked like strictness, maybe even coldness. It wasn't either. I realized it was a man protecting the one secret he couldn't survive losing. None of it was just personality. Because according to what we learn later, anxiety is what suppresses the Silverwood's growth. Let that land. Kiefer's greatest witness, the thing that looks like a flaw, may actually be the one thing keeping him alive. One of the most unsettling implications comes straight from Kiefer's past. We're told that if he doesn't maintain a certain level of anxiety, the Silverwood may keep spreading. Think about what that actually means. Imagine living every day knowing that peace could be dangerous, that healing could be dangerous, that moving on, the thing every one of us is supposed to want, could be the thing that kills you. The silverwood doesn't just threaten the body, it traps the mind. But somehow, this still isn't the most disturbing part. Because the Silverwood isn't only connected to Kifri and Custas, it's connected to the very foundation of magic itself. Remember the legend. A Silverwood once offered its blood as magical ink. Its branches became wands. Its body became part of the magic system. Why does human blood make spells so much powerful? Look at Aegeon. When he gifted Coco the twin bottles, he didn't just hand them over. He cut himself, let his own blood drip straight into the ink. That wasn't an accident, and it wasn't a sentiment. That was a tradition, perhaps. Add blood to ink, and spells become stronger, more dangerous, more capable of breaking the rules of magic is supposed to follow. We've already seen the proof. A simple spell, the kind that should have been ordinary, becomes strong enough to hold back an entire flood in Coco's hands. Kifri uses magic together with Nolnoa, and the result is enough light to overwhelm almost everything around them. Neither of those should have been possible, not with ordinary ink. But if humanity's magic originated from the silver wood, if that ancient poem is describing the exact moment the gift entered mankind, and if the tree itself was once human, then blood isn't strengthening magic by accident. It's calling back to what the silver wood used to be. Blood and silver wood may have always been connected. And suddenly, a terrifying possibility opens up. What if the truth about blood enhanced magic is something the witch world has been trying to keep buried? What if it works because it reaches back into the same source all magic originally came from? The silver wood may not just be a magical tree, it may be the missing link between humanity and magic itself. And if that's true, then the greatest secret in Witch Hat Atelier was never hidden inside a forbidden spell. It was hidden in the roots of the tree that gave the world magic in the first place. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, please don't forget to leave a comment down below. And also, please don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.